Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another reaction video. I was actually not going to record this, but I was on scrolling through trending, and one of the first things I seen was this video that was on trending. What am I looking at here? What if we nuke the moon? And that kind of stuff is, I like watching that stuff. It's like, I don't watch this, and might as well record my reaction since I get a kick out of this stuff anyway. And so let's check it out. And by the way, this is from Kurtzkin in a nutshell. So make sure this guy gets the acknowledgement for doing this video. I'm trying to give this guy props, man. Obviously, it's going to be an awesome video. It's on trending. It already has like 1 million views. So good job, dude. And yeah, let's check it out. And beforehand, please hit the like and subscribe button. And thanks for watching this with me. So let's do this. By the way, my name is Paul, and this is Misfit TV, if I haven't said any of that stuff yet. But let's check it out, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got full screen, right? Bam. What if we nuke the moon? It'll fall down and kill us. And it'll change our orbit and everything. That's my guess. Let's do it. Bam.
What would happen if we were to detonate a very, very powerful nuclear weapon on the moon? Would the explosion knock its orbit towards Earth, causing tidal waves and misery?
If you
Could
nuke
the
the
moon
moon
be destroyed,
do
showering the
nothing.
Earth in a rain of meteoric death? During the Cold War, the moon was a major target for space exploration and, military bases. So, the US Air Force commissioned a serious study into the effects of a nuclear detonation on the surface of the moon. But just quoting stuff is boring, so let's conduct a very important scientific experiment with an imaginary 100 megaton thermonuclear warhead about twice as powerful as the most powerful bomb ever detonated. We'll also place a number of curious astronauts around the moon as observers.
Okay.
Let's push the button and slow down time. For the first few milliseconds, nothing much happens outside our weapon. Meanwhile, inside, high explosives send a shockwave to a radioactive metal core, compressing it so much that it reaches criticality and starts a nuclear fission chain reaction. The 100 million degree plasma created in this first stage sets off the second stage with atomic nuclei fusing like they do in the core of a star. Very briefly, our weapon contains one of the hottest places in the universe. And only now, barely 10 milliseconds later, does the rest of the universe find out that anything has happened, as suddenly the bomb dissolves and a flaming star of nuclear death is born.
All they do right
so far, so good.
Crash.
But everything that happens now is very different from what we're used to on Earth because of one major difference.
Oh, yeah.
There's no atmosphere.
Right.
As the fireball shines, it releases a flash of X-rays and thermal photons, a wave of silent heat which rushes outwards in all directions. On Earth, this heat would char and burn everything within a 50-kilometer radius at least. But on the moon, without an atmosphere and oxygen-rich air, there's no burning at all. Also, there are no things to burn. The crunchy topsoil of the moon is made from silicate rock and metals chewed to dust by eons of meteorite impacts mixed with tiny traces of water.
Nothing's gonna happen?
When heated by the explosion, X-rays from the fireball vaporize a thin cloud of rock from the lunar surface, while the unlucky dust that's inside the fireball melts into glass. Any astronauts watching the show within about 50 kilometers can expect to be fried.
Oh, damn.
And now we begin to see one of the biggest differences between explosions in space and on Earth. On Earth, the atmosphere fights back against the plasma bubble. Its expansion is violently stopped within moments by the pressure of the atmosphere.
Okay.
But this is not good news. As the fireball rams the atmosphere, it produces the most destructive part of a nuclear explosion on Earth, the shockwave. Compressed air around the explosion rushes out faster than the speed of sound, shattering buildings and roaring so loud it ruptures organs.
Wow.
But on the moon there is no shockwave. No atmosphere means nothing to impede the expanding explosion in space. On the moon, the fireball just grows in eerie silence as there's no atmosphere to stop it or to give it a voice.
Going and going? Oh,
this would be an amazing thing to watch from a safe distance. Unfortunately, there's hardly any safe viewing distance for a nuclear explosion on the moon. Without an atmosphere weakening
It's
the
gonna come
deadly
straight
ionizing
up.
radiation that can scramble DNA, anyone close enough to get a good look will be exposed to fatal amounts of radiation. But of course, that's not all. While all of this happens, the explosion hammers against the moon, transferring about a tenth of the explosion energy into seismic waves, powering an intense moonquake. The moon is much smaller than the Earth, and our astronauts will feel an inescapable violent shaking no matter where they're standing. Comparable to an earthquake of 7 on the Richter scale, this shaking could seriously damage or even level infrastructure we might have built anywhere on the moon.
Wow.
Those who hid on the far side of the moon would have no idea
I
it
didn't
was
think
an
about this kind of
explosion. The
infect.
quaking would feel like an asteroid the size of the Great Pyramid had struck. And it's not over yet. Where our bomb explodes, the ground splatters like water when a rock strikes a pond. As the explosion pushes against the surface, it may excavate as much as 100 million cubic meters of dust and rock, forming a crater a kilometer across, while bedrock is pulverized to rubble.
Oh,
Debris is shot into the sky in every direction. Again, without an atmosphere, there's no
so
drag
what are we
to
gonna?
slow
How's it
any
gonna look
of it
from
down.
Earth if we see it?
Much of the debris scattered never returns to the moon, flying off faster than escape velocity. A flurry of micrometeorites have been cast off to explore the solar system, many of which will rain down on the Earth, though few will be larger than pebbles.
Right.
Any
gonna burn
satellite, astronaut, or space station in the way, though, will have a really bad time.
out. Yeah.
Micrometeorites are launched at many speeds and angles, allowing them to spread all over the surface of the moon. Like bullets, they'll punch through our curious astronauts, no matter where they stand. Finally, our explosion comes to an end. On Earth, the fireball rises like a hot air balloon, forming a sort of stalk. As it reaches up, cooler air is drawn in around it, rounding the top into a mushroom cloud. But on the moon, well, you know by now, no atmosphere, no mushroom. The
Just
larger
keep
the
going
plasma
and
gets,
going.
the cooler it becomes, and the less energy it has to make interesting or terrifying
That's
things happen.
crazy.
Within seconds of pulling the trigger, the bubble reddens and fades from view. It would be visible from the Earth like a star flickering to life,
Okay, there we go.
only to fade out right away.
Aww.
A spark, and then nothing. As the cloud of tiny debris reaches far above the surface of the moon, it's illuminated by the sun for a few minutes, giving it an eerie beauty for anyone left to observe the spectacle. What about the moon's orbit?
Yeah.
It's basically unchanged. Trying to move the moon with a nuke is like trying to move a truck by blowing on it.
Yeah, I kinda
Nuclear
figured
explosions
that.
may be big, but space is bigger. Our mighty explosion just leaves another crater, one among millions. Still, anyone on the moon will continue to not enjoy themselves. The material that ends up raining back to the moon is radioactive, and without any natural processes to wash it away or bury it, the surface of the moon will remain contaminated. Although
Okay.
fortunately the worst of the radiation will have decayed to a level comparable to natural levels from cosmic rays in about a year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
In conclusion, we can say with confidence that while the moon itself does not care about being nuked, and will barely notice, using the moon as a nuclear test ground kind of ruins it for everyone trying to spend some time there or to build something
Right.
useful. So maybe we should just
Leave it
not
alone.
do that.
The moon hasn't done anything to us.
This was our last video of the year 12,020, and oh dear, what an interesting and weird year it's been in all the worst ways.
Say
But
that
it's
again.
finally over. We want to end it by saying thank you. We get to do this channel and work on many exciting things because of you burbs. This year, our German channel reached 1 million subscribers. We launched our Spanish one and released our
Yeah,
first
guys need to
app.
subscribe to this
If
guy's
everything
channel.
goes
This
well,
was
we
a
can
good
finally
video.
start our largest new project to date next year, but we know better than to promise too much. All of this works because you support us directly. Thank you so much. We genuinely appreciate it.
I appreciate
If you want
you.
to
The
help us
first
out
time
too
I've
and
watched
get
one of your
something
videos.
cool in return, to the tune of
Subscribing
nuking the
to
moon,
you.
we've made a new minimalistic infographic poster about the moon and how incredibly
liking
far
your
away it
video.
is. Also, there's a baby duck, our cutest plushie yet, a new Duck and Friends enamel mug, our new Ocean Explorer
Alright,
notebook,
and buy
so
his
much
merchandise,
more,
guys.
all made with love and care. Let us know
It's
what
made
you
with
like,
love and
and
care.
we'll make more of it.
But anyways, that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. And yeah, please don't nuke the moon. I kind of figured that it really wouldn't have any kind of big effect as far because it's a nuke and the moon is huge, but it had more of an effect than I thought it would as far as the broad band of like if you're on the moon, you're like pretty much screwed. So that was pretty cool. I like those kind of videos. It's fun, informative, and cool stuff. So yeah, please like and subscribe this guy's channel, and please like and subscribe mine, and let me know in the comments if you want me to do more of these kind of videos. And thank you. And I will catch you guys in future videos. What do you guys think of this video? Hit the like and subscribe, please. Peace. I am out.